Hey, there it goes. We are live, but not all the way live because I didn't hook up Instagram tonight. So we're 2/3 live. And welcome. It's
There we
episode
go.
75, and Steve is twirling his mustache maniacally as we start the show.
Oh no, I thought I had food in it. So
Okay, that's another option. That's another option. So, let's see. Let me check one more thing. How are you, sir?
no, we're doing all right.
Let's see. That's the wrong fader. If I do that, does that work better? There we go. That's the right fader for fun
All
sound
right.
effects. All right. So, it's been a little while since we did this. Sorry about that. My last month has been a little chaotic. Every time we got one on the books, something was going on my end of things that just threw us all into uproar. So I apologize to you and our listeners in France.
Bonjour, bonjour,
Bonjour. You,
bonjour.
you know, I started to tell Laura this story earlier, and she would not have thought it was funny because I have my own made up foreign phrase, much like your Trey Boucher.
Trebuchet, amigo.
I always say mucho obligato for thank you, which just doesn't mean anything.
Very obligated.
I don't know, but I made it up, and she goes, "That's not even real Spanish." I was like, "You don't know?" She goes, "I know." I took, "No, prove it." Then she says, "No, you prove it." I said, "You have the burden of proof, counselor. You have to prove it. I don't." Uh,
When we found out the president of Mexico, the new president, was Jewish, it was
yes.
Siesta Shalom.
John Stewart the other night was like, "I'm just waiting for that one very earnest NPR reporter to, because they always over enunciate names." And what's the woman's name? I can't remember. Uh,
Obregon. No, that's not right. That's the guy who
no,
lost his arm.
yeah, whatever. But like he did the voice, and he did the very, very
Yuck, 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 yuck,
the rolling Spanish, and then he got to the Jewish last name, and he was like, "Hey, hey." So it was quite funny, actually. Uh,
yuck. Maria Antonia. Hey, hey, hey.
shiny moon. Yeah, so it was a good bit. Oh, so what's been going on in Kansas City and environs since last we spoke, which was on April 28th? Shit,
I know. Oh, nothing.
be a short show.
Yeah, it will be. There'll be nothing going on. No, let's see. I bought the new car.
Yep, and
Mhm.
ironically, I bought a Subaru on Monday.
Oh, you did?
I bought a used Subaru on Monday because the boys are staying in Dallas for the summer. Both have jobs, and they only have one car, and that doesn't really math.
Okay, then.
So we bought a used Outback on Monday night
Okay, for yourself or for them?
for them. No, I have the land barge,
Okay.
so that we probably don't need anymore since they don't live at home. So I might
Yeah,
get some.
funny how that works, huh?
Right? Yeah. Well, we have me and the two boys who are the same size as I am, and we could not all comfortably fit in Laura's car or my Jeep. So we traded in the Jeep, and I think I've told this story, and got the land barge that everyone can ride comfortably in, and then they don't come home. So it may be short for this world. I don't know. Haven't decided.
Huh.
It is nice to drive though. It's comfy, but feels a little gluttonous driving it back and forth to work with just me in it.
Well, yeah. I used to have the Jeep, and the funny thing is, I would when Babe is home, but not home, like she's, her and Kristen had gone to go visit her mom or something like that. I would drive her car around just
Mhm.
because it's an old rough riding Subaru Forester, but it's a very tall car. So you do have a lot of head space and a lot of openness around you. And it does remind me of driving a Jeep. You sit up a little taller, a lot of kind of room around your head, and it's not a very smooth ride. But I used to get a big kick of just driving around in her car with my arm hanging out the window. I guess looking more and more like, you know, a bolder liberal than I intended. But
The first one we got them was a cross track, and that one
huh?
makes me feel claustrophobic. It is too small for me. I don't know how they drive it.
No kidding. That's
The
brutal.
Yeah, Jack loves it. I mean, but I'm like looked at the Outback and I'm like, it's like half a car bigger than that Crosstrek.
Oh yeah, Outbacks. Well, they are station wagons. No
Yeah, I
matter how
know.
much the salesman tries to tell you otherwise,
Well, I
it's
think
spirited. It's
I
a
don't,
station wagon.
I don't think my children understand what a station wagon is, so that fight didn't have to happen.
Well, that was the thing. I was the one calling it the station wagon. The salesman was quite offended, you know, because oh yeah, let's try that Outback with the turbo. You're gonna like it. It's really a spirited ride, you know. And he just kept
Is
saying
it
spirited
It
rides.
is an unbroken stallion.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I go, dude, it's a station wagon. He goes, no, why would you say that? It's an SUV, and with that Power Six, man, you know that Turbo Four, whatever the hell he was calling it. It's a real spirited ride. I
It's a
go,
4-cylinder engine, dude.
man, I drive one. It's a station wagon. I don't have a problem admitting that.
Doesn't hurt my manhood at all.
It doesn't, yeah, it doesn't make me less of a dude because I'm driving a station wagon. And then I bought a Forester, which was a step down because I didn't want to spend the extra $15,000 for the spirited Outback.
Yeah.
And then I got to call the guy because I bought it from another dealership. And he's like,
Are you telling me that?
mm-hmm, that was fun.
Well, it's funny because we did the same thing. We had a deal on an Escape.
Mhm.
It had low mileage, had a little. It was okay. It was in our price range, right? What I wanted to spend, and the more we thought about it, and the more Laura kept looking at other cars, and the more they kept dragging their feet to get the car to us because they had priced it incorrectly on their website, and we caught it before they fixed it.
Oh,
So they were trying to blow up the deal, just dragging. I mean, we were going to take it to the boys last weekend. We obviously didn't because my mom was in the hospital, but we were going to have them come. Long story short, their drag assery resulted in me making a drive to Round Rock after
oh
work
my.
on Monday and buying a new car. So,
Mhm.
well, Round Rock is only like 30 minutes north of my office, so it's not that bad. But it
Yeah,
sounds terrible, but it's a suburb, right?
but no, see, I did the similar thing as I got off work to go to in time to go to the dealership. And I sat at a gas station across the street from the one that's like 5 minutes from my house. I'm like, I just can't do this. I can't do this. I cannot. Their sales manager called, hey, Steve, I want to get you down here and, you know,
Is
let's
there
work some numbers. Let's make a deal, Steve. I go, dude, I'm working on Saturday. I can't come. He's like, oh, no. This will be fine. I'll schedule you for late in the day. Come down. We'll get some numbers worked out, man. We will make this happen. Really want to work with you on this. And I just was like, I'm going to the other dealership, which is a half an hour away from the house.
I mean, like, I went to look at the Escape on my lunch break one day, and it was fine. I liked it. Then we have to do the whole let me get the numbers from my manager dance, which I fucking hate. Right?
I'm at a
That's so unnecessary. Just give. I don't want to haggle. I want to know what's your bottom line.
Yeah,
What will it take for you to get me in this car? You're wasting my time otherwise. Anyway, so we did all this back and forth. She finally was like, "Oh, they're not going to come in." I was like, "Okay, that's more than I'm willing to spend on this car. Thank you." And I walked out. A
absolutely.
while later, I get a text. Oh, they've decided to do that, and they wanted to put the add-on package and all that shit. I'm like, I'm not paying for that on a used car.
Oh
It's
no,
going to
no,
be in
no.
Dallas. They have no use for your services here. I'm not take that. I mean, and then ultimately that came off, and but I knew they didn't want to sell me the car because they had already fucked themselves when they listed it online. Somebody got fired for that, I'm sure.
Oh, they don't fire those people.
They
Well,
just
maybe
send them to another dealership. I don't know.
yeah, they're
See,
like
I think
Catholic Church. They just send them in a dealership.
they send them to used cars, and then I don't know where they go. I don't know where they go after used cars because that's where we were. So I
Oh,
don't know.
yeah.
I don't know what the step down is.
So at a dealership, it's new car, used car, and then you're at that shady lot that used to be like a 7-Eleven, and now it's like one guy with 10 used cars, and they're all a little sketch, and a big
Probably,
inflatable gorilla out front,
and the
the dancing guy. Yeah.
yeah. And after that, then you go to work at the airport.
Yeah. Parking cars.
Yeah. So I hate car dealerships. I hate buying cars. I hate the whole fucking thing. It's a miserable experience, and I hate it.
Well, and I've gotten to a point now where, I don't care. And I got my mindset. It's like, I don't care. I'm not getting emotionally attached. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. And yeah, when they get in there, because when I went in to test drive it, I was like, dude, I'm in the wrong frame of mind. I just had a bad day. I just want to kind of clear my mind. I want to drive these two cars and kind of get an idea of what I want to do. I'm not going to buy tonight. This is it. Oh yeah, this is the spirited night. And I was like, how spirited are these? He's like, well, I go, how fast has somebody gone on a test drive? Why? I go, well, it's turbo. I had a 6 in mine, so let's find out. Bang! Stand that thing up.
All right, Vin Diesel.
Oh, family.
To a bootlegger's turn into the parking lot.
Yeah, and then when we got done, I walked out. I just walked off. I go, okay, man,
Nice.
thanks. I look at my wallet. It's like, I got my ID. I got my insurance card. Got my keys to my other one. I go, fantastic. Thanks for your time. And I left.
Nice.
But yeah, I also figured that maybe the next time I buy a car and they just go, oh, well, I got to go talk to my manager. I'll be like, why am I spending time with you?
It's a valid point.
Yeah. Oh God, I had a meeting with one of our IT managed services got bought by private equity, and I've told
no.
stories about how well they've treated me, and how I promised myself I'd keep it together unless I heard that northern Louisiana accent, at which point I lost my shit. So the guy comes in, he starts trying to fast talk me. Hey, Steve, I just want to I understand that you're frustrated about the buying, but you have to understand this is a market segment that's about consolidation. It's about M&A, mergers and acquisitions. I go, really? M&A? You're going to hit me with that? I go, did Dan not? Because my sales rep was there, my usual guy.
Uh-huh.
Dan didn't prepare you for this at all? He goes,
Dan did not.
Dan, I looked at Dan. Dan's like, I didn't say anything. I'm like, okay. And so he just kept I go, okay, well, that's great. That's how you think as a business owner. Now think as me as a customer. You've told me, you've commoditized me, that I represent to you my monthly spend, the monthly VIG, I think is what I called, plus a little juice on the side. And you have people who figured out that a client this size, you ought to be able to squeeze for an extra $5,000 to $10,000 a year. I think it's a bullshit business model. Well, Steve, you kind of sound like you're sort of like an anti-capitalist. I mean, he really, guys.
No.
I go, wow, you're really going to play that card? I go, are you fucking dumb? And he goes, what? I go, you're basically telling me that I, as the customer, not only am I wrong, but that somehow or another it's my political bent, and that you don't have to pay attention to what I'm saying because I'm not a conservative or a capitalist like you. And I'm telling you that your business model sucks balls, and that I don't appreciate being treated like a wallet. And he finally goes, well, Steve, I'm actually a part owner of the company. I go, really? Are you really? Are you just saying that because they gave you a little bit of extra juice when they bought your company? Are you truly an owner of the company? Well, Steve, I've got a position. I've got some swag. I go, really? Well, then let's test it. What can you do for me? What can you do for me right here, right now, today? What are you going to do to keep my business? What are you going to do to keep me from walking away from this table and saying, fuck you, fuck your company, I'm burning this mother down? Well, Steve, I kind of, you're coming at me with a lot of kind of like some hostility. I go, okay, let me take the hostility out. What are you going to do for me today to keep my business? Because I can tell you right now, you haven't done enough. Is that better? Are we going to talk like gentlemen and then pretend that I'm not an angry customer? I can do that, but I will probably say some very mean things to you in the process. Like, I don't believe you can do jack shit for me because you're a small fish swimming in a big pond. You got a big title, you got a paycheck. You think you're a big deal, but you are going to have to deal with me now. And quite honestly, sitting in a Mexican restaurant where the whole staff knows me, you're on my turf.
Oh, mucho gusto.
Oh, it was brutal. The guy hasn't called me back.
Imagine that.
My guy, I go, look, you've neutered your staff. I go, no offense, Dan, I go, you can't do for me. And I go, and I can tell when I get up to the line. I can tell because this conversation changes. And I constantly push right up to the line so I know where the boundary is. I'm like a dog with a collar trekking out the electric fence. I know where I can go. I know where he stops. I know where you begin. And with that in mind, what are you going to do for me?
The question remains the same and
same.
remains unanswered.
And he couldn't. I was like, prove to me you're a big shot. And I go, and all I'm going to tell you is that you have bought all these companies. You're bleeding customers. I know you're bleeding customers because I talked to all your competitors. I go, you're bleeding customers, and the response hasn't been to fix anything. It was to buy another company. They bought you because they can't hold on to their own, the other business that they bought. I go, you're filler.
Wow.
It
Nicely
was
done,
when
sir.
he said that your anti-capitalist views that just set me off. I was like,
Oh,
okay, let's make it personal.
really? Venture capitalists.
I think it was the smugness. Like I'm supposed to accept the truth that he accepted.
Right,
It's like
right.
I can't grow my business beyond a certain thing unless I buy another business. And there's some truth to that. I accept that. But you sold your business to a bunch of yahoos out of Louisiana who've bought like 30 other companies within the last 2.5 years and can't service any of them. So
Oh.
eat a dick.
It's very tempting to make that the title of the episode. So ... eat a dick, but I'm not going to do it.
It was a very brutal lunch. And I kept looking at my guy. I said, Dan, I go, is he for real? He goes, he really wants to know, Steve. I go, man, and you guys picked me out of a hat. I feel both honored and a little offended.
Well, it kind of goes right to your point right now. We just grab somebody at random and strong arm them. I mean, it's really what it was, right?
It was one of those that, yeah, he came in with that vibe, like I can sell snow to Eskimos kind of the vibe, you know. And when he did try and steamroll me, I just let him talk. I was like, wow, that was inspiring and utter bullshit. I had one guy, you know how they do this? Hey, so Steve, let me just show you this real quick. And here's our thing. And does that sound like something you could use? Does that sound like it could solve a problem for you? And after about 3 of these stops, I laughed. And the guy goes, I'm sorry, what's so funny? I go, you, man. I go, I'm here because I want to see what you could do for me. You don't have to stop after every bullet point and ask me if I have any value. That's all. I mean, could you be any more obvious? Why don't you ask me what's my pain, man?
What's your pain point?
Oh.
Where's your bottleneck?
If you could change one thing about your business to make you and everybody your staff happier and more productive, what would it be?
Where
Well,
can you improve your efficiencies?
yeah, I would say
I don't know why I'm doing delicious dish all of a sudden, but there you go.
because that's how they talk to us. I mean, they're all trained. They're stamped out of like sales school, you know. And I'm jaded. I'm old.
No, the
I
hell
know.
you say?
Exactly. But it's like you see them, wave after wave after wave of them. And
Mm-hmm.
you come through and like, oh, you're from the so and so school. You're from that branch. You're from this. Steve, I'm not going to take no for an answer. I was like, well, okay. How about if I walk off?
I'm not going to get you a pillow and a blanket. It's going to get awfully cold in the lobby.
Can I get you a drink? I'll roll it in the big screen, put on cable.
Can I get the name of your next of kin, please?
Because you're going to die in the lobby. Yeah, I don't know. I guess I understand salesmen serve a purpose. It'd be nice if they served mine.
Got to serve somebody, as Bob Dylan said. You're right. I mean, but because Lord knows there was enough salespeople come through the door at the medical equipment store, right? And
Ugh.
some of them were useful, some of them were useful idiots, and some were just idiots.
Mhm.
We had one that he had gotten in good graces with my mother-in-law, right? And so whatever he was peddling, she would buy a shit ton of
Oh no.
without testing it first, right? Just,
Oh no.
and man, the minute that somebody else had control of the purchasing, and we said, "Yeah, well, we can take 5 to try it out," he stopped coming around.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like he wouldn't come in anymore because he knew he was going to make his quota on us. I don't know that that's going to sell, so we'll try it, but or just no, that's never going to sell here. Well, Sandra's not here,
Sandra,
right?
yeah. Sorry.
I'm in
Sandra's
charge
telling you,
now, and I
I
don't think
don't
we can
like your
sell that.
face.
I don't like you I don't like you as a person, much less as trying to peddle all this bullshit to me.
No. I do have salespeople that I appreciate that after we talk and for a while that's kind of like, so you know I'd ask you where I stand, but I'm afraid you'll tell me. We went to a conference, right? And we're looking at purchasing software. And so one of the guys, there's two vendors, and one of the vendors, this was weird. He hosted a happy hour. The other vendor came to it. Okay. And it's
Okay.
like, are you protecting your turf or are you fishing for a job if this company doesn't pan out? But the one salesman comes up to me and goes, "Hey man," he goes, I gotta apologize to you. I'm like, "To me? What did you do?" And he goes, I goes, "The first time I talked to you, I know so and so was like super hyped about it. And I talked to you and you were just like, give me the details. You just had no emotion. You had nothing. You gave me nothing. I didn't know if you hated me. I didn't know if you wanted the product. I was pretty sure you didn't like me. Because I've been afraid to call you back."
My God, you're doing your job.
And he goes, "But now here we are, and you're like super cool, and you're talking about implementation." I go, "Yeah, man." I go, "Just so you know, one, it's my job not to be a puppy dog and like, bouncing off the walls because I think your product's great. I've got to make you work for it. And I can't give anything away so that there's no emotional connection here."
Right.
I go, "That being said, your product is head and shoulders above the other one, but you haven't called me back, and I'm really considering buying the other one." And then the drinks just kept coming.
That's funny.
Now, along those lines, have you ever had Casamigos?
See,
Oh my God.
that's pretty good.
Guy starts buying me shots. Different guy. He confused me with somebody um, until the other guy showed up. And I was like, "Is this seriously is who you thought I was?" I go, "The dude's bald. He's a little skinny bald guy." He's standing right there. I go, "This is a little skinny bald guy. I'm not that guy. How could you confuse us?" But he's buying me shots to make up. And I mean, that stuff was great because he goes, "Here's a shot," and I took it and I swirled it around the glass and sniffed it, and then
Mhm.
he goes, "Oh man," he goes, "You're a fan," You-
Just yeah,
and
you
we were
know,
off to the races. That dude gave us a 12 bottle of McClellan Scotch and
nice.
12-year-old bottle. Yeah, um, yeah, man, it was a great conference. I came out of it with like 3 Yeti cups, the Scotch.
That's a good bottle of scotch.
I know it's all lined up, and I thought, "Oh, this must be for people who buy at the show, right?"
Hmm.
You know, "Oh, here you can have a hat. Oh, you're buying? Here, let me give you the scotch." And he goes, "I see you eyeing that." I go, "Yeah, but I figure that's for buyers." And he goes, "No, no, that's for everybody. Here you go."
Shit.
It's like, wow. I'll make sure they call you.
That'll do the job.
That will do the job. So, so there, I went to Washington D.C. That didn't get to see anything because we stayed here. It's really cool. The show that they did, Washington, the Nationals are out of town.
Okay.
So every vendor is set up in a suite.
Oh, it was at the stadium?
Is at the
Oh,
stadium.
all right. Okay.
So you got to go to the stadium, go to the suites, and I mean, it was kind of neat. On the downside, we stayed like 2 blocks away, and our schedule didn't allow us. It's Washington D.C., man. Couldn't go to the Smithsonian. Couldn't go to the monuments. Couldn't drive by Congress and give them the finger or something.
This is your right as an American.
My right as an American, give you the bird. So eat a dick. Anyway,
You're trying too hard now.
I know. But I mean, that was the part that was kind of a letdown.
That does kind of suck.
Because it was like, you know, everybody, yeah. And then I find out I took a picture of Pink Taco, right? Because I
I
thought,
remember saying that. Yes.
So my brother-in-law, Yudowski, he goes, when we were in Vegas, that was your sister's favorite Mexican place. He goes, and it was there that she made fun of Charles Barkley. And I go, for
Wait,
real?
say what now?
So it goes,
That seems like a mismatch size wise.
And I go, oh, would she just make jokes about him? And Joe writes back, no, to his face.
What?
I don't know. I kind of want to know what my little sister, all 5'2" of her, mouthing off to Charles Barkley about.
That's terrible.
It was terrible.
Little white girl going mouth off to me. That's terrible.
Yeah, Joe says you could hear his eyes roll the back of his skull or whatever she said.
That's amazing. We have to have Tiffany on to tell us the story of dogging out Charles Barkley.
Yeah, dogging on Barkley. Round mound of rebound. Look, maybe it's because you eat so many tacos.
Oh God.
So how is your mom, by the way?
Well, I got a message just before I came in here. Apparently, they were taking her back to the hospital. This started. She's got thrush in her mouth or something like thrush. She's got this fungal infection that had worked its way kind of into her throat, so she can't eat, can't drink. There's nerve pain, so there's not really anything they can give her. She was just miserable. So she went to the emergency room last week to just see if they could knock her out or something, just so she could sleep. And that's when they found the AFib. Okay. So she had the ablation on Friday, went home on Saturday.
Yeah.
They had given her some stuff for the mouth. It seemed to be working. She was talking, which, that's a good sign for my mom. And we stayed until Sunday midday, grocery shopping, whatever needed doing around the house that we could do. And then came home, and then it's just gotten worse again. And Dava called us a little while ago. Mom's got a fever now. So now the concern is it's moved into infection. So I think they're at the hospital again. And there's really nothing that they can do for that. I mean, I wish they would just give her a dose of fentanyl and so she could sleep and hook up some IVs fluids, because honestly, after she came out of the surgery and the fluids and everything during recovery, she could talk. She was hydrated. She was healing. And now she can't get anything down, and she's back. And I think if they would just keep her there for a couple of days and just pump fluids through her and let her sleep, she'd be all right. But it's just, it won't heal up. So, but the ablation was great that they fixed. They told us they got most of it, most of the issue. But given her age, they didn't want her under for that long. They said so they'll monitor it, and if there's a need, they'll go back and do the rest. But they want to see how it. She was back in sinus rhythm when the doctor came in. So.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, so that was easy. It's this other thing that she can't shake. It's
fungal because Kristen's father-in-law or stepfather, he had this thing that he got inside of his nose, and it took like a month to clear it, and it was fungal, and he believes it's because he had some procedure done and they put the tube up his nose and that somehow it caused. Pollination infection, whatever. But you're kind of like going, dude, you're like 91.
Well, that's it, right? What is she? She's 80, 85, 85. Oh, wow. So she's prone to issues and prone to them lingering, and this one just apparently is excruciating.
Yeah. I
So,
will say, because I went to the hospital thinking I was having a heart attack, and I was
mhm.
just overly tired and dehydrated. And they in the ER, they put in the IV, they take my readings, and I look at them, they're like, I go, "Are you guys done with me for a while?" They're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Fantastic." I mean, I did. I just closed my eyes, rolled over, went to sleep. I woke up 3 hours later. They're like, "Everything's returned to normal." I was like, "I feel great."
Did they run fluids to you for the whole 3
Yes,
hours?
they
Yeah,
did.
there
I
you
was
go.
hooked to the bag. I go, "I feel fantastic." I mean, I'm rested. I feel, vim and vigor-y. Let's go do something. Let's check me out. Work is like freaking out because I turned my phone off and they're trying to text me to find out if I'm okay. And I'm like, "I'm at the ER. Can we have boundaries? You
Right.
don't go to the yeah, yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I had the sniffles, so I went to the ER. It's not like I'm sitting in, the Mediclinic, just, waiting on the nurse practitioner to give me some Dristan. Um, you know,
Tristan. Wow.
yeah, I know. I'm reaching back. I don't know what they give the kids these days.
I don't either.
I don't either. We had a guy at our IT place that you call up and you're like, "Hello, this is more." And I just got into the habit of calling him Captain Dristan because he sounded like he was, mush mouth on, the playing at the slow speed on the record player.
Hello, Fredo.
We have a problem with your hard drive.
That's terrifying, is what that is.
You're on the other end of the phone. You're like, God, come on. I'm on the clock here.
Work with me, pal. Yeah, you're charging me by the minute. Speed it up. Put yourself on 78 now.
That's right. And then I did the colonoscopy, which I continue to miss syllables and keep calling it a colostomy,
Well,
which is
that's a
not
whole
right.
different thing.
Totally different. And the nurse, of course, when they say, "Do you know why you're here?" The answer is not butt stuff.
Depends on the nurse. I mean, if you get one with the right sense of humor, they'll play along.
She laughed. She goes, "Really? Butt stuff?" She goes, "You tell the doctor that. He thinks he's funny, like all you men do." I'm like, that hurts. I am funny.
I'm trying to remember which time was it. Was it my last colonoscopy or when I had the kidney stones removed? One time, it was when I had the kidney stones removed because the last time I had a colonoscopy, they hit me with the needle and I went out. Boom! Like because I had nothing in me. I don't do well with needles. Bloop! Bruce passes out because I don't own it. I next thing I know, there's like 8 nurses around me, waking me up, checking me out. I'm like, okay, look, I shit out my guts. We're still doing this, right?
Oh yeah,
You're gonna put me to sleep anyway. Why don't you just go ahead and finish it up?
yeah. You just woke me up to put me back down.
Yeah.
Come on, you guys are cruel.
when I had the kidney stones out, uh, Laura made a point of from telling the nurses that I had a needle thing, and I do. And that's why I only have one tattoo, as it turns out. But and the nurse is like, "Oh, no problem." Shink, and she reaches under the bed and pulls the thing and tilts me back, so I'm head down.
Oh,
It's called Trendelenburg position, right?
okay.
And that keeps the blood flowing up instead of all going down.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. It keeps the blood moving, and they put the IV in. No worries. And then the anesthesiologist comes in and goes, "All right, this is going to be like a really good margarita." Oh, welcome back.
No.
Like, wow. I want to go drinking with that guy.
Oh man, yeah, Mr. Roofing all over here.
The fuck was in that IV? Good Lord.
My favorite thing is whenever you talk to anybody who's had any kind of surgery, it's like, "Do you remember '99?" And then they're like, and nobody goes, "No," because my friend Brian has never been put under
Oh, really?
for anything. And then Barrett was talking about having something done with his gallbladder. And I go, "But the important thing is," I go, "Do you remember '99?" He's like, No. He goes, "I barely remember 100."
That shit hits fast. It's
I know,
amazing
Brian.
to me.
If Brian's like, "What are you guys talking about?" I go, "Every time they ask you to count back from 100, they go, okay, we're going to give you the shot now. Count back from 100." You go 100, and then you're in recovery.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. I don't understand how it works that fast. I truly don't.
Yeah, it just, why not? Why make you count back? Just say, and good
Good night.
night.
Exactly. Just sit there and go, bye bye.
All of them lean in and wave at you as you're fluttering
Some
out.
fucker walks in with a Pennywise mask on.
Yeah, Ghostface, Pennywise, all of them are there. They're all leaning over. Hey, yeah, and then the next thing you do is you just like,
This,
what
the
room
world,
am I in?
it starts coming back like that. It starts sliding back in, right? And you're suddenly, the world is back. And I'm like, good God.
Yeah, exactly. You kind of like blink twice, look around, go, what the? Oh yeah, the thing.
Exactly. See, that's the thing. Like the fade out, there is no fade out. It's a cut. Like you're gone.
Yeah, it's
And
like they cut the rope and the curtain
and-
just drops.
and then it is a fade in though. You start hearing I know for me, like I'll start hearing sounds first, right? Very fuzzy sounds, and then things start peripherally coming in, and then yeah, you're right. And it's like a couple of blinks. You're going, what? Oh yeah, okay.
Oh, that's right. I had the thing.
They shoved something up my ass. Yeah. Taking pictures of my insides. Do I need an OnlyFans page now?
Joke. I did that joke. Are you taking pictures of my inside so you can love me from the inside as well?
Nice.
She goes, what? I go, oh man, I think I'm turning Japanese. She's like, what are you talking about?
I really, really think so.
I really think so. I go, I'm doing bits here that, yeah. The only people who are going to get it are music people and people in my own peer group. And you are in neither.
You're right. You live outside the Venn diagram.
Things I know about you.
Oh, man. All right. I have a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever seen one of the Instagram videos of the guy with the long white mullet dancing? And they like put it in front of like, like it's been clipped on all kind of things. Like trying to convince my husband to go buy plants or whatever. And this guy in like Western wear with this long gray mullet. Have you not seen this?
No, I don't think so.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, he was a meme for a while, and he decided he would lean into it. So
okay.
This is my new internet obsession, much to my wife's dismay. So this guy who had been sort of been mocked openly, like I said, decided he would own it. And I was like, oh, he's doing more videos. Oh God, he's singing in the videos. Oh God, he can't sing. Oh God. And then he posted, then his name popped up on his Joey Bro. And I went, of course, this clown is from Louisiana. Of course he is. So he's got this long, like mullet down to here with the like feathers over the ears and the part that stands up.
Yeah.
And then he's got the gray handlebar mustache. And all of his moves are like shoulders and hips.
Oh, holy crap. I just looked him up.
And he's got a karaoke machine that he sings along to. And he's always off. He's all out of tune. He's off on the lyrics. And then he like does this, like sits on his front porch of his trailer giving out his like, Jedi wisdom for whoever. I don't know what it is, but I found his name. I looked at Laura and went, of course this motherfucker is from Louisiana. Of course he is.
Oh,
the other day he was dispensing some of his wisdom with a coffee cup, and it had a Toyota dealership's name, so I looked it up. It's in Houma, so at least he's not from our part of Louisiana. He's from a little further away. So
not one of those like, oh shit, I went to school with his.
Yeah, that was my concern, right? A very legitimate
concern.
Was he in high school the same time I was? Was he in high school the same time as anyone I know, right? But yeah, he's got the unearned confidence of the internet, and the guy who's fucked every fat chick at the local dive bar.
Oh God.
You know the
Yeah.
guy. You know the guy.
Uh-huh.
He's a
Sitting at
hit.
the end, chain smoking like unfiltered Marlboros.
Yeah, he's the guy. He's
Schlitz in his hand, or I'm sorry, Lone Star, or Dixie, a
Yes.
Dixie. Give him a little wink and a nod.
Seriously, watch some of these videos. I will try and find my favorite one is because you would think the way this guy looks, he would know his Skinner inside and out. but Sweet Home Alabama starts playing on the karaoke machine. So he's got this cheap ass karaoke machine that's throwing like all these disco lights on him. There's distortion in the mic, right? All of the songs, and he's doing his little dances, and then he misses the "Turn It Up" at the beginning of Sweet Home Alabama, and it must have popped up on the karaoke machine because then he like lunges across his trailer bedroom, "Turn it up." It's just like I'm obsessed. It's like fear watching, right? I'm like, this is terrible, and I can't look away. It's a car crash. It's a car crash.
Johnny Bro. Which was it?
Joey
Bro. Oh man, no, I got images of the guy, and yeah, I just think it's some old coon ass down at the end. Bob can't understand every third word.
I told Laura, I was
than
like,
the people on Swamp People.
Yeah, no, he doesn't have the accent. He's got the redneck
from
accent.
Homa.
He's got a redneck accent,
Okay.
right? So I mean, he's a little further east. That's acceptable.
So he married into the Cajun thing.
Well, the car dealership is from Homa. I don't know if that's where he lives. He lives near water because he's taking pictures, these videos of him fishing and fucking with alligators.
Okay.
And
are the breen popping on the bayou? Man, got a little sand in his gears.
Oh, he definitely got some sand in his gear there, Streak. Somebody must have made one too many comparisons to him and Joe Dirt and or Sam Elliott because he was like, "Them boys ain't got, damn it, boy, they ain't got nothing on me." Jesus Christ!
It does the Dylan Baker thing from Vacation.
It's just I can't look away. I've tried. I can't look away.
All right.
So
I'll check him out.
I've not hit the follow button yet. I can't bring myself to do it. that would just embolden him. And I told Laura one day, I'm like, I have a friend who, if he had not gotten married, would be him. The old coon ass guy with the mullet, who, like I said,
yes,
yeah,
he'd just be raging Cajun single man.
Yeah. Anyway, that's my contribution to tonight's show is Joey Bro. It's Joey Bro Official on Instagram, by the way, if anyone cares.
Okay.
I haven't put any of our banners up tonight. I don't know why I'm slacking here.
Yeah.
Let's do this. So, you got anything good on your desk?
I got a few little things.
Hold on.
Hey, what's on your desk? So, I have a couple of like used toy stores here in town.
Mm-hmm.
And they deal in vintage toys. A lot of it is garage sale finds and not mint. It's like, man,
we're going to charge mint.
Oh, we're going to charge the highest price we saw on eBay. So the owners are actually pretty cool guys, and there are some bargains to be found. But one guy has a set of things that I would kill for, and he posted them online. I went down to the store, and he decided to keep them. Fair,
fucker.
Yeah, because he had price tags on them. I go, just so you know, I would have spent the money. He goes, really? I go, yeah, I would have. I go, I may have asked you a package deal for buying 2 or 3. I go, but I would have, I'd have dropped the money on these because they were pristine, right?
What were they?
The little tiny Shogun Warriors.
Okay.
3.5. There's like 2 that I'm missing. He had the whole set. And I mean, joints were tight. They were clean. There were no chips, scratches. I mean,
wow.
Yeah. I would have done it because I'm tired of looking, right? But, anyway, then there's the other guy who's closest to me. He had like his 4th anniversary sale. And so you'll appreciate this.
Oh, I
He's
have that
in
guy.
the little tiny 3.5 Marvel Universe guy, Beta Ray Bill.
Let me rephrase that. I had that. I think Jack has it now, but I did have it. Yes,
Yes. So for $5,
that's a deal.
yeah. Another place near me had like a Chase Funko Pop
Hmm.
for $5. I cleaned it up, had some scuffs on it, and little magic eraser, cleaned it up, tightened it up. I could probably resell it. Um, but I got to reach. So that's the. I'm out of camera.
You're okay.
So anyway, uh, anyway, I've always thought this character was very cool. I love the design, but it is the Marvel Legends.
Holy shit!
Yeah, that's
With
pretty
this,
cool.
that's amazing. I like his little sumo belt.
Yes, there we go.
That's awesome. Which
I mean,
series? Which set is that from?
this is from the Marvel Legends series. That's the size difference.
Jeez,
um,
he's like Calabac sized.
yeah, he's huge, and it was one of those where the guy was like, "Oh, it's a mint in case." It's like toys don't get dusty mint in case, okay?
Right, right.
So he cut me a deal, took him home, got the air can out, blew all the dust off. He looks fine. Um, I was like, "Yeah, I'm glad you kept the original packaging, but don't need it, don't want it. I'm perfectly content with this." So,
That's awesome.
no, that's a good find. I was happy with it. So, that's kind of the little things on my desk. How about you?
Uh,
Anything on
I
your
I
desk?
I do have something on my desk. Watch this. I bought this a while back. Then when I saw it, I didn't even blink because it is, I believe, my favorite character redesign of all time.
Okay.
All right, so it is this guy,
Oh, wait a minute. That's the green the
the
yeah.
Kingdom Come Green Lantern.
Oh yeah. That was the Target
Mm-hmm.
I forget
Yeah,
what show it was. But yeah, no, that one's cool. I've almost bought him a couple times.
I the the costume redesign that Alex Ross did for this character is nothing short of amazing because this this was the golden age Green Lantern, right? So he's
Yeah.
the guy with the red and black Union suit with the cape, and he turned him into this green battle armor with this fucking sword. It's just, I think I have, I think I kept, I think I have the Kingdom Come action figure of this guy. I
Oh,
think that one
cool.
and Batman were the only ones I kept. And I think I kept it, but I'm not sure now. But yeah, I saw this and I was like, oh, I have to have that.
And
It
it's
is
funny with
just
that one because like I dig that one, and I picked him up a couple of times, and I was just like, I'm not really into Green Lantern. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass. But it's kind of funny because like the pop collectors are weird to begin with, but they were just like, oh, another variant of Green Lantern, and you're kind of like, I think y'all are missing the point. you know, you're collecting all of your anime figures, which to return the favor, I could care less about.
right.
That's a cool pop.
That's
I don't understand why you guys.
because it's built. The stand is built in, so he's always on the. He's always flying, right?
Mhm.
I just took him out of the box, like
Oh,
right before the
absolutely.
show, and yeah, I mean, he's just yeah. I mean, that's just a cool looking character,
Oh,
right?
absolutely. And that's the weird thing about like pop collectors, because like I'm fairly like property agnostic. I mean, I don't favor one prop. I mean, I like a certain property, but I don't do it to the exclusion of other properties. Like, I wouldn't like roll my eyes at a DC pop because I'm a Marvel fan. I wouldn't roll
Right.
my eyes at, there's a lot of pops out there that I think are super cool, like the games pops that they do. If you ever, any of like the video games pops that they've done
Okay.
are super amazing. they're really well detailed. They're very well built. They're cool looking characters. They look less like the generic pop, and they have a lot more character to them. I personally would never buy one because I'm not into that stuff. But at the same time, I'm not going to like bag on somebody for collecting that shit.
Yeah, to
Um,
each his own.
to
Hey,
each
look,
their own.
there's Beta Ray Bill over my shoulder
I
there.
see him in the background. That's the old Silver Surfer version.
Yeah, I think he was on my desk one time before. Yeah, I saw the pixelated Mojo the other day. I was like, oh,
Ah,
that's such a missed
that's a heartbreak,
opportunity,
isn't it?
isn't it? Though, I mean, give me a good Mojo and a good Spiral and doing my long shot. Can we, please?
I feel the same way because I did. I told you I tried to watch the first like 2 episodes of X-Men '97, and I could barely make it through it. I did make myself watch the rest as they blew through like 30 issues, 30 years of continuity in 10 episodes. It's just like you just did the Executioner song. You just did the Extinction Agenda. What are you going to do in a second season? Oh, you've exiled one to the past and one to the future. Great. Savage Land. Woohoo. Um, but I saw the one with Mojo, and
I did watch that one. That one was fun.
that one was fun. And then they do the pixelated Mojo, and I'm like, oh, this is breaking my heart. I would love a Spiral Pop to go with the long shot, and I would love a Mojo Pop,
An
and the guy with
oversized
the horns,
Mojo.
and the guy with the goat horns.
Oh yeah. You
And
wanna
then
go,
yeah, let's bring them all. Do all the characters from that series.
that'd be
I mean,
fun.
it would be fun.
Speaking of Funko, should we talk about the impending fun days?
We shall. So we do have hotel rooms. I already told you this. We're going to stay at the one place, the one night,
It's a preview
and then
hotel.
walk two blocks down the road, go to the other one. Um, and so I'm pretty sure I've got those reservations. There was one like I booked it and it did it wrong, so I canceled it and did it again, and they tried to charge me the full cancellation fee.
Oh hell no!
And I go, look, guys, I made the reservation in mistake. I deleted it and then redid it. I'm asking you to waive the fee because I rebooked the room literally 5 minutes after the first one.
Right.
Well, so you want to cancel the night at the hotel? No, I don't want to cancel the night. I want the night, and I want you want to cancel the other nights at the other one? No, I want those too. I go, am I not speaking English? I want this night. I want this night. I want the cancellation fee. I finally got it sorted out, but and then Fun Days is going to be a 2-day event, 2-night event, which I think is just their way of trying to get as many people through the door as they possibly can.
Right. Sure. I mean,
do the math.
we were stacked in it like cordwood last year.
Yeah, I think that if you were to back it off, because they were like 3,200 people in the event,
Last year.
Yeah, 3,200.
Shit.
That's why
That's right. That's right. That's why there was no meat on my sandwich.
It's had a pile of bread, man. So to give you an idea of, and who knows what it costs to put this event on, but if they do $200 a head, 2 nights at 3,000 people, okay, like say don't try and cram as many people in there.
Sure.
They would raise $1.2 million.
Wow.
So who knows what it costs to rent the venue, and then I'm pretty sure that you could get Corey Feldman to show up for that atrocious lunch or dinner that they served. Gotta take home all the leftovers. Absolutely, Corey.
I got a lot of angels to feed.
Back up the Pinto, and we will load you up. So I put in on the board to hopefully get a pair of tickets.
Cool.
It's one of those things that I do hope, and I think they do give extra consideration to Hall of Fame people.
Yeah.
Because it'd be a real shitty thing to do if, I walk through Funko Town. And it's like, and here's my name on your wall of fame. No, I didn't get tickets to Fun Days.
Right, right. You think there would be an allotment set aside for that group that's an automatic, right? It's like a
Exactly.
legacy. You're a legacy, man.
That's what I would think. There's 100 of us in the group. It's 200 tickets max, because I know of at least uh, 10 or so that are dead, and then another 20 or so that don't collect anymore. So now you're down to like 140 tickets. And then people who can and can't go. I mean,
Right. Probably 100 tickets all told.
I think so. And, the Hall of Fame people have been there forever. And uh, so, anyway, I put in for the tickets, and hopefully we will find out next week or this week or something.
Okay, cool.
If we get the tickets, which would be great, because then I would get the pair of tickets. That'll be covered. So I've got my airfare, I've got my badge,
Yep.
reservations,
Yep.
got the hotel, get this, and then hopefully they'll do something for preview night that we can get early access to preview night, and then I can go in, buy whatever we want. I looked up the numbers, based on what we sold, we more than covered the trip.
Right. Yeah. I was thinking this year I might have you buy me a flocked figure to offset some of my expenses. Well, the other, I know you've done, thank you, by the way, for doing so much of the legwork this year, if not all the legwork. But I have solved the California burrito problem.
Okay.
As you know, our favorite.
Gone.
Yeah, closed down. And they have other locations, but none of them are even remotely convenient to get to. They're out
Not even on like
Chula Vista and way the fuck out. But
Chula Vista, though, you can probably ride the train down to.
Well, maybe, but can
Anyway.
you ride where the restaurant is? That's the question. I don't want to be. I don't want to be dosey-doing around Chula Vista on a Friday night. I don't think.
I almost ended up in Tijuana. I kind of like dozed and like, I'm on the wrong bus, the wrong train.
There were donkeys on it.
Last stop before Mexico. What the hell am I?
Orale, turn this train around. No, but the Lucha Libre Taco Shop, which we've been to the one time, the first year, has a California burrito. So if we decide we need one, I think we can take the train over there to that, I believe. Okay. So,
and anyway. To be honest, I've done the 1 year I stayed in Little Italy.
Yeah.
Which is not that far away. It's like a 1.5 mile walk, 1.3 miles or whatever. But I bought the day pass, or bought the pass, the 4-day pass for the train, whatever in the hell they call it, the shuttle,
that little metro train.
Yeah, not the subway, but whatever.
The little red train that runs back and forth.
And that was convenient because I could ride that to a stop, jump on another one, 2 stops, and then like 2 blocks to the hotel.
Nice.
Or I could just wind my way through, the Mission District, or anyway, that's where I got my glow in the dark rosary. Yeah, you look like you could use this. Hey, thanks, man. Wait, what does that mean?
Galactus lives.
But it's fairly convenient. It's clean. It can be a bitch to ride during parts of the show or parts of the day because
it's full.
But if you're on it at like 1 a.m, it's not so bad. Just make sure you wake up before you cross the border.
Or shortly thereafter.
Shortly thereafter. What do you mean, my passport, my papeles? I don't get. Where am I?
Oh, that's too funny. All right.
But that is. Yeah.
Go ahead.
No, that's fine.
I was going to say, I'm getting some text messages and voicemails. I think I probably need to wrap this one up so I can check on what's going on in Houston. So,
okay. I hope everything's okay.
Well, I appreciate it. I think it's just my dad updating me. I think he's at home and Dave was at the hospital with mom. So, but yeah, let me go check on that. And I did the math. I think we can get 3 in, at least 2 more, maybe 3 in before we go to San Diego. So let's get back on schedule. And my plan to bring my little microphones and probably do some streaming while we're there. Now that we have the streaming capabilities for this year, so but I can mic us both up. I have 2 mics, so I can mic us both up and we can wander around. The boys might even have an old GoPro floating around here. I might see if I can find. That'd be
So
fun.
that could be fun. That I mean, yeah, I think that could be fun. I took my wife to a horror convention,
Hmm.
and
Is she
she's
a
like,
horror fan?
"No, no, no. We got tickets to go see Billy Zane that one time."
Oh yeah.
So she goes,
Oh,
"Is this
I
all
will
there
circle
is?"
back to that before we're done. I want to come back
Yeah.
to that.
She goes, "Is this all there is to it?" I go, more or less. There's the vendors, there's little, you know, panels, autographs. I go, this is small, and then 10 times this is Kansas City Comic Con, and then like 10 or 15 times that is San Diego. And she was like, "That's a lot of nerds." I go, "Yeah," and one stick of deodorant between all of them. So,
And nobody's using it.
and nobody's
Speaking of your buddy Billy Zane, I saw this today. He's making a
Marlon.
Brando biopic, and he
Uh huh.
looks remarkably like Brando,
Scarily like Brando. I
right?
mean, yeah, because it was like they had the black and white photo of him,
Yes, that's the one
and
I
you're
saw
just
too.
like, "Geez," and then it's like, "That's Billy Zane." You're like, "Wow."
Yeah, so of course I thought of you, and
Ah,
I was trying to explain to Laura that you knew Billy Zane, and she was like how? I was like,
yeah.
it was like he was at the office. Steve didn't get a drop. She goes, I
Hmm.
hope you chastise him. I said, I believe I did it on air, but yeah.
I didn't think about it because it was just somebody came by my office. They're like, "Hey, come out front." Okay, what's up? You're going to meet Billy Zane here in a minute. I'm sorry, what?
Am I? I think I just lost hearing in my ear.
Could you say that again? That did not sound right. So, yeah.
All right. Well,
All
that's
right.
going to be the end of episode 75 of Slurp Toast Podcast. The boys are back in town, and we are going to be doing this. It's clobbering time, apparently. Oh, yeah. All right, man. I'll talk to you later. Let me go see what's going on with
All right.
parents. Fun.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.